There's a growing problem among the older drivers in the number of accidents. USAtoday.com reported a story of a 90-year-old Dallas woman named Elizabeth Grimes. She was on her way to the store one morning when she backed out of her driveway, crossed the lawn, ran off the curb, and hit the curb behind her, and then sped off for the store. Katie, a 17-year-old junior in high school, was on her way to take an algebra test. At an intersection down the road, Miss Grimes didn't notice the light had turned red. She ran the light, slammed into Katie's car. Katie died 5 days later. Now what I have here from USAtoday.com is a picture of an elderly driver who ran off the embankment at a post office, didn't realize that she had hit the accelerator instead of the brake. At some point in time, you or someone you know will be involved in an accident caused by an elderly driver who is either unaware of their bad driving or refuses to give up their keys. Like my great-grandmother in her early 90s was still driving around our small hometown. One day when she drove up through someone's yard and hit their front porch and then backed out and drove home, we found out about that and talked to her about not driving anymore. She was at first reluctant to give up her keys, but then after some more discussion, she decided if she kept the car in her driveway that she would not drive anymore. So after hearing some of these facts, you become more aware of the growing problem and how the normal aging process affects driving ability and what can be done to assist in the problem. It's important to understand that normal changes that occur in the aging driver first. The AAAFoundation.com states that we receive 85% of our information through our eyes for driving. And with the aging, the ability to focus from a near object like the instrument panel to a faraway object like traffic and road signs really diminishes. Colors are also seem to be less bright, like signal lights and the brake lights. Also, the older population tends to have more problems like glaucoma and cataracts. The ability to hear also diminishes. 30% of people over 65 have some form of hearing loss, whether it be the high-pitched sounds like a siren or the background noises where they're unable to hear horns and stuff. Thought processes and the ability to make split-second decisions diminish, and the reaction time slows. And with most older people on certain medications, 25% of them exactly on the medications will have a decreased energy and decreased reaction time, which this can affect anyone. Due to the growing concern of the older drivers and their declining ability to continue to drive safely, CDC.org states that every day 500 older drivers will be injured in a car crash. To the elderly drivers, giving up their keys can mean losing their independence and their control. So what can be done to help this problem? Driving assessments could be done every 2 years to retest the older population to decide if they're still able to function and drive a vehicle. SmartMotorist.com recommends a routine screening. In order to do this, some separate form of from the DMV, like an independent agency, could perform these tests and report their findings back to the DMV and let them know if their license should be renewed. So think again about your family and friends and the elderly drivers you may know. Urge them to reevaluate their driving skills, offer to take them on outings, and if all else fails, report them to the unsafe driver report. If someone had taken Elizabeth Grimes' keys from her, then it could have prevented a horrible accident. There are many older drivers having accidents every day due to the normal changes that our bodies experience through aging and the decreased ability to drive safely. So take a stand as a family or friend to keep them safe. You could save a life today.